What is going on, guys? It's your boy Larry Bear, come back at you today with a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. So today's topic of the conversation is going to be on Dipplin, and yes, it is another Pokemon video, but as we all know, Dipplin is getting an evolution, of course, but this video is going to talk about the rumors behind its new evolution and what it's going to look like and things like that. So it's not going to be a super long video today. I found this article earlier and I wanted to make a video about it. It's gonna be pretty quick, so nothing too drastic, but I'm sure it's gonna have a bunch of information, and like I said, there's gonna be some rumors, so take everything with a grain of salt, but it's just gonna pretty much give us a hint of what it's gonna look like, or whatever the case may be. But before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. That way you're notified every single time I drop a new video. But without further ado, we're going to get into it. So again, this article is from Game Rant, and the title of this article is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Indigo's Disc DLC 7-headed Dipplin evolution rumors explain. And again, I'll say this, all rumors should be taken with a grain of salt until we get clear-cut evidence from Pokemon itself, or something like Riddler-Coup. But even still, unless it comes from those, like if it comes from Riddler-Coup, it's still a rumor, but 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be true. But unless we get some type of hardcore proof, take it with a grain of salt. So it starts off with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's The Teal Mask DLC was overall considered a success after the disaster that was the Isle of Armor for Gen 8 games. And while it's not necessarily anything revolutionary, it's still a good story with new critters for players to catch. One of the most unique Pokemon in the Teal Mask is the cross-gen Applin evolution called Dipplin, which has been talked about for several reasons, one of which is that it's the only Gen 9 Pocket monster to have a shiny signature move, which is true. Another reason why Dipplin has been a topic of great interest is that it supposedly will evolve in the Indigo Disc, something that's been heavily hinted at by leakers. And again, take the rumors with a grain of salt. So it continues, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Teal Mask confirms Dipplin's evolution in a way because the critter can hold and take advantage of the Eviolite, an item that benefits Pokemon that can still evolve and are currently in an unevolved form. This was believed to be a glitch, but since there has been no mention of this in terms of bug fixes, it seems to be fully intended. More importantly, a renowned Pokemon leaker called Riddler-Coup has been hinting at the Dipplin evolution, and the most recent rumors see it as having 7 heads. And like what I just said earlier in the beginning of the video, if it comes from Riddler-Coup, 9 times out of 10 it is going to be true. Again, take it with a grain of salt, but Riddler-Coup is like top tier when it comes to Pokemon news. You can find him on Twitter. Just go in, type in his not his at, that's Instagram. But anyway, type in his name, it'll pop up, and his page will be full of Instagram of Pokemon news that you can see. It continues. The fact that Dipplin will likely evolve in a different DLC is not the entirely new concept, as Pokemon Sword and Shield's Galarian Slowking came after Galarian Slowbro in the Crown Tundra expansion. What makes Dipplin's case interesting is that the Teal Mask Pokédex entry states how this critter is actually made by 2 worms inside the candied apple, with one being the tail and the other being the head. With Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's Indigo Disc, this mon is rumored to gain not 1 but 5 more heads with the evolution. And I think that'd be cool, kind of like Greek mythology type of thing, kind of like the Hydra. So that'd be a cool little spin-off to add that into the game, because the Hydra is it's in like my top 10 favorite mythical creatures, but it's not my favorite, but that would be a cool spin to see in Pokemon. So it continues. This originates from Riddler-Coup's most recent series of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet riddles involving multi-headed mons. Starting with the one-headed critter, the two final riddles were the most convoluted and interesting, with the 6th being about Phalanx as the only Gen 8 mon available in Pokemon Go not listed in the picture by Coup, and the 7th being a QR code for Barbarnacle. Phalanx is a Spartan-like creature made of 6 units, each with its own head and body, whereas the Barbarnacle is made of 7 barnacle heads combined, 2 for the feet. I'm sorry, I can't read, y'all. 2 for the feet, 4 for the arms, and 1 for the head. It continues, Coup also stated that this was the final part of his riddle series, leading fans to believe that it was about a new Pokemon that would have 7 heads. A popular theory was that this all related to Pokemon Black and White's original dragon. You know how Kyurem, Reshiram, and Zekrom all fused together. Well, originally were one Pokemon, and then their powers split and they became 3 separate ones. That'd be a cool little concept. Pokemon Black and White's original dragon, and how the 3-headed Mon will be the mascot for the new Pokemon Legends Unova game, or some form of sequel or remake. But this was proven wrong. While Hydreigon could be a good candidate, if you don't know about Hydreigon, yeah, it is technically a 3-headed Pokemon, but if you look at the Pokédex entry, his hands that are considered heads have no brain. They're pretty much just like mindless drones that just attack things. So yeah, it counts, but then it doesn't. While Hydreigon would be a good candidate, the most likely critter this riddle is referring to is indeed Dipplin, especially considering its Indigo Disc evolution. Given that the base Dipplin already has 2 heads, its evolving having 7 is not far-fetched, and it will seemingly be themed around Hydras, like I said earlier. There are multiple mythical creatures with 7 heads such as dragons, but Hydras often associated with 9 heads when the numbers can change. Dipplin's evolution is most likely not a new mythical Pokemon in the Indigo Disc DLC, but its connection to mythology and its being a dragon-type Pokemon is an interesting touch on Game Freak is indeed giving the evolution a total of 7 heads. And that was pretty much it. Like I told you, it wasn't going to be a super fast article, just another rumor saying, going based off of what Riddler said on Twitter about the upcoming evolutions for, different Pokemon, but Dipplin was involved in that. I really would like it if they made some type of Hydra-like Pokemon that revolved around Dipplin, because I like Dipplin, I like Applin, but I like more animalistic Pokemon. I like more Pokemon that looks more mythical. That's why I have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but that's why I play Pokemon Scarlet the most, because I like the older type of Pokemon, the past Paradox Pokemon. I like how they look. They look more like animals to me. So I wanted to know what they're going to do with this. Hopefully it is something cool. Hopefully, I don't know, they change up the Apple theme a little bit. Like, they still keep it to know where it came from, but then they add a little bit more to give it that mystical feel. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was useful to you guys. Again, take this rumor with a grain of salt until we see more. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. That way you're notified every single time I drop a new video. Until next time, guys, Larry Bear is out. Peace.